I'm Dayna Danger, two-spirit, queer, Métis Polish, visual artist, living in Tiohtià:ke, or so-called Montreal. Grew up in so-called Winnipeg, Manitoba.
I love the pleasure. Yeah.
I tried to bring in like my photographic sort of eye. So I photographed a really special tobacco tie that I've kept for some time that probably needs to go into a fire pretty soon. But we like just called people down to come write messages, paint them, design them, whatever. So a variety of people came out to like leave their intention and their message on these tobacco ties, so that when you come to the wall, people can reflect on yours, or you have some sort of personal connection as well to this artwork. It's like, I think it's really important to involve community. Tobacco has a lot of different meanings for different nations, but for us specifically, it's like we give that to somebody when we have an intention, when we want something, not necessarily something from them. It's not like we're like taking anything, but when we're looking for like teachings or advice, or it's a sign of respect that we honor that bond, that when you give somebody tobacco and they accept it, that they're going to honor what you've asked of them. It's a very important gesture, right? So I feel like it's even more important than money. Like, it's beyond that. We still do that depending on what your teaching is and whichever nation you're from. So that's what I do. If I want something from somebody, I'm going to do that, because that's it's a pretty big gesture. Once you do that. Work with me, Wind.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Everyone seems to be super into it. And I'm always worried when I'm painting.
Asima is like tobacco, so it's really important. So when you're in, for instance, when you're in Sweat Lodge and somebody says something that really resonates or is really important, you say skabe asema, or asema skabe, which is to the firekeeper, to put tobacco into the fire. Because when you burn that tobacco, it's really important, because that you're setting up the intention. You're speaking to the universe that you that somebody needs that, whatever that need is. It's not it doesn't have to be so defined. It's just that moment when you feel something, you just put it in there. We put tobacco down when people are hurting, when people are joyful, all these sort of things. When we have a lot of colonial languages that we're being told that we need to speak, whereas English and French are very much at the forefront. It's also nice to remember that Ganagahaga is spoke here, which is Mohawk, and Anishinaabe which is spoken by so many Nish people. It's nice to see those words there, so that if somebody sees that word, either you will recognize it and you'll know it's for you, or you'll look it up and then you'll learn something else. Yeah, so we literally are putting the tobacco on the tobacco tie. Okay. And it gets wheat pasted in there. So eventually it's gonna, over time, wheat pasting, it doesn't last forever, but nothing ever does. So that's kind of but those buffalo will be there until somebody paints over it, right? So yeah. Keep it simple. Yeah, short but sweet. Okay, let's do it. Where do you want to go? Some people can see cities as even being violent and stuff like that, because it really pushed a lot of people out or assimilated a lot of people. A lot of us feel like we're disconnected. So I feel any sort of visuals can at least help start that process to kind of reconnect to ourselves. And I think that's really important in these urban spaces to do that. Yes. Yeah, and you stick it up. It's all good. If some come out, it's all good. It's not a big deal. Every single time. Yeah.
That was fun.